About an unfinished temple. Many centuries ago, a young builder named Bohuslav lived in the Czech lands. He fell in love with the beautiful Kateřina, the daughter of a rich Prague citizen, and for whose hand he asked one day. However, the rich burgher did not want to give his daughter to a poor young man until Bohuslav could show what he could do, get her name and money, and only after that he might give his consent to the marriage. But how could Bohuslav arrange all of this at once? Up till now, he had been a mere foreman at a construction site for the city walls, and his building skills were not in evidence anywhere. In the evenings, he would wander about on the surrounding hills while thinking about how he could be with his beloved Kateřina. At one point, he came to the ruins of an old site located on an abandoned hill. He finally found some peace in the middle of a grassy clearing, and in resignation, after a hard day, he finally fell asleep. In his dream, a ghostly figure appeared in front of him, introducing himself as the ghost of a builder. Once he had wanted to build a stunning temple on that spot with a gorgeous large vault, but he was too overconfident and rushed everything. When workers removed the scaffolding, the complex vault collapsed onto them and onto the builder. He apparently would not be able to rest in peace until everything had been remedied. A really great builder must not only consider himself, he must also be able to look around. The answer is always in front of your eyes, and the key to the strongest and most beautiful solutions is the universality of natural forms. Just follow nature and use the powers that form it, the ghost advised him. When Bohuslav woke up in the morning, he found a snail shell in the grass. He remembered his dream, and while he was looking at the shape of an abandoned snail dwelling, he was thinking of how, based on it, to build a solid vault. He was resting at the construction site when suddenly the ruler arrived there to look more closely at the ongoing work. He asked Bohuslav to show him the plans of the walls, amongst which he also discovered his bold artwork. He immediately ordered Bohuslav to complete his grand plan and, based on that, to finish the temple as soon as possible. Bohuslav was uncertain from the outset, however. He was not certain whether the vault would hold. The workers were also fearful about the courageous plan. Nevertheless, the ruler wanted to have the grand building finished as soon as possible, so he was not concerned about money and was persistently urging everybody on. The day was approaching on which the scaffolding was to be removed, and at that point, Bohuslav's doubts reached boiling point. He again carefully inspected everything, checking every stone, every arch, until finally midnight found him in the temple, completely exhausted. The builder's ghost appeared to him again, and after Bohuslav confided in him, the ghost's response was, "If you do not trust your work, you have only one option. At night, secretly set fire to the scaffolding and make it look as if the work was thwarted by force majeure." In fear of failure, Bohuslav did what the ghost had advised him to do, and the next day, resigned, he went to the construction site. But what had happened? The temple was standing there in all its glory. The satisfied ruler was also at the site, and he praised Bohuslav by saying that the building was not only stunning, but also immensely strong, since it had even resisted destruction by the flames. The first wedding that took place in the temple was the marriage of the famous builder with the beautiful Kateřina. For a moment during the ceremony, a dark shadow appeared in the corner of the temple. The figure waved gently to the newlyweds and disappeared in the sun's rays. Today, builders do not need to have fears. The use of computers and of modern materials enables the safe planning of the most fantastic buildings. Construction work is also much faster and cheaper now. Utilizing advanced technologies, buildings can easily be changed or even moved. Still fundamental, however, are the simplicity and the use of shapes that are solid in any size. An example of such architecture is the Czech Pavilion at the Expo in Milan.